Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today we are going to be talking about how to build a business or a startup from absolute scratch. Get your pen and paper out because today this video is going to be a doozy. So the first thing that you need to do if you're going to want to start from absolute scratch to build your business or to build your absolute startup, which is, you want to do a business that somebody's kind of doing, you kind of look at what they're doing, but if you want to try to just do something completely innovative, you're going to have to start this thing from absolute scratch and figure it out. So the first step with this would be put on your passion pants because, passion pants? Whatever, we're leaving it in. But put on your passion pants because you're going to need to find that inner passion that's going to push you and keep going. And whenever you got to paint the walls at midnight, you are prepared to keep going because you decided that you want to be a business owner, you want to put it all on the line, and that you want to be successful to the best of your ability. So after we found our passion pants, I said it, I like it, I don't know. After we do that, we got to find out our product or service that we're going to produce, sell, or bring to someone to add value to them, whether it's going to be lawn care, whether it's going to be a pool company, whether it's going to be a brand new concept for food or a beverage. We have to figure out what we're going to do. We got to find that idea, and we got to make sure that that idea checks a lot of boxes. Some of those boxes are going to be very simple. Is that idea profitable? Is that idea simple or easy enough to make to where someone hourly could do it? You don't want to get into something so complex that is going to just take a rocket scientist to do it. You want to find something that doesn't take the most skilled labor, so that way you can in turn find someone to help you. One of the hardest things in business is finding people, and the more complicated your process, the more skill it takes to do it, the harder it's going to be to find those people. Is it affordable to produce, or is it affordable to actually provide that service? How much are the chemicals? How much is the food going to be? What's the actual machining of this item or printing of this item? We have to get to the point of how much it's actually going to cost us per item to produce it. What will it be sold for? And do we even have a business idea here? A lot of business is sitting there thinking with that pen and paper and actually actively doing it, creating it to make it, and try to poke as many holes in it yourself and your friends to come poke holes in it to make sure if you would really be smart putting your life savings into actually trying to become a business owner. The next part that I truly believe is honestly one of the biggest things you could ever do right. Find the right location. Man, that location's real expensive, but if it's where the people are, you have to go there. Do your absolute best to negotiate the absolute best price on that lease. Or if you are fortunate enough to buy that building, absolutely would be a great idea if you have the funds to do so, because then you can almost business hack, and I've done that in previous videos right here, and then just link in the description below. But that allows you to kind of make money as the landlord, even if the business is just breaking even, which is a very common thing that happens, especially when you're first starting out. But I will tell you a pro tip: if you do not put your location where the people are, where they're spending money, where the higher income earners are and living, and then a couple other things, and I'll teach you in just a second, but if you don't put that location in the right spot, you will almost certainly fail. Now, some other things you got to watch out for. Here's some super pro tips that I've learned along the way when finding that right location. Make sure that during the day, the entire population doesn't leave to go work somewhere else. I don't want a place where they only come to sleep. Make sure you avoid that. Also, make sure you know, second biggest tip, the traffic count of the street that you're actually going to be on. Hopefully it's a main street that's got some kind of red light access or a stop sign, or enough traffic to be busy, but not so much traffic that you just can't get out of the shopping center or into it. Another big pro tip, go and actually look. Another big pro tip, go and actually look at the area. Circle around, try to get in and out of the space that you're looking to go do. If you don't do this, or send someone close, if the business isn't somewhere that you're going to be able to be at, you are missing out. You might be sitting at that place for 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to leave if it's so busy without a stoplight or a stop sign. You have to inspect what you expect if you want to be successful in business. And then the last thing I'll tell you is you want to make sure you find out if they can afford your product. How much money are they making? How much are they spending on this particular product? And are they already spending it? Or is this something that I'm going to really have to go and show people that they need? That's pretty tough. And I'll tell you, last little bit here, when you're doing these locations, don't do it by yourself. You do not pay for this. Could you get a better deal from a landlord to sign your lease by yourself? Probably not. They'll probably rip you off. So find a solid real estate agent that is great at leasing commercial spaces and let them go do their job, bring you those demographics, and then work you the best deal possible, and then take their profit and their margins from the landlord after. This part is going to be pretty huge for you. You got to start figuring out your marketing strategy, what your sign's going to look like, what your space is going to look like. This step here is so very important. You have to make sure that you know what the design's going to look like to an extent. You got to make sure that you've got a few people you can rely on for knowledge. You've got to make sure you know what the sign's going to look like on the building. You have to make sure that you know what your marketing campaign's going to look like. Opening a business is not just opening the doors, standing there and going, where are they at? The fourth major step that you're going to be having in just building this business, designing the space. Oh my gosh. Grant, are you serious? Yeah, if you want to be in business, buckle up, buttercup. You're going to want to make sure that you probably hire a designer or have that friend that's got that great just eye for it. You want to make sure you make the place look very pleasant, that you make it look very inviting. Well, Grant, I only want to spend like $5,000 on my build out. Well, it's going to be tough. You want to make sure that you do this thing right because, yeah, if you want to spend a couple $1,000 and try, you can, but I'm not a try type of person. Business is honestly one of the hardest things you'll ever get into. You have to go in this both feet in. If your thought process is complete and you like it and you bring it to a banker and they approve it, or if you have the funds to fund it, yeah, at that point we're going both feet in because I don't want you to waste your money. Don't do it. It's hard. But finding out where that outlet's going to go, figuring out what's going to happen here. If you're going to be in the food business or somewhere that's very hard to get designs and things approved, you're going to want to use an architect. Huge tip there. Architects are going to cost you anywhere from $6,000 to $16,000 on a space that's between 1,000 square feet and probably 2,000 square feet. If it's going to be bigger, I don't think it's going to be that much more expensive. But if you're getting to a warehouse, of course, it'll be even more. But we're not talking about small, very, very, very personal businesses. Folks, you want to make sure you don't leave that outlet out or that light off a little bit or the chair's not underneath it. You want to make sure everything is thought out. And I'll tell you this, I've done this in a previous video, but you also want to go to the nearest basketball court or tennis court, grab you some chalk and chalk out what you're going to do. The movie The Founder, I love it. I've been doing that forever with tape. Tape and chalk, tape and chalk. You've seen it in my other videos. I'll tape on everything. I draw on everything. I redo it. I'll sketch things out. This is my first house. And then literally the first house I ever built, I'm not the most prettiest drawer, but this is me drawing my cabinets and what it was going to look like. And I gave it to my guy and he figured it out and it looked great. So just make sure you're always inspecting what you expect. I've said that a few times. Walk through it with your buddies and pretend they're employees and make sure that it functions properly as a proper business and make sure you make it as efficient as possible. Step 5 is going to be to get that sign up as soon as humanly possible. You don't need to still be designing it. You need to get a designer that does signs and help you figure this out. You need to put that sign up on that building as soon as possible. Make sure it's lit up and ready to go. So that way it is a huge billboard letting people know that that space is about to be rented. It's about to be rented for this concept and you need to come see us as soon as you can. Step 5 and 6 kind of coincide together, but step 5 is so important to get that advertising going. But step 6 is the build out. You want to make sure you're getting this thing built out in 60 to 90 days. That is how long it takes to get a commercial build out of about a $200,000 build out. Counters, doors and bathrooms, walkways, juice rooms, this room, that room, whatever, office space. It doesn't matter, but that's about how long it takes to get these spaces out and ready to go. You want to make sure that every outlet is where they need to be, and when they're building it, don't wait till it's finished to start moving things. That costs you money, but while it's just starting, hey, can we move that over here? Sure, no sheetrock's in. Good job, boss. Way to catch it. This process right here, you need to make sure you're getting done because it's burning through your money and your note is going to start getting more and more expensive as you pull more off this interim construction loan. And every dollar you pull makes that note go up a little bit more. So you want to get this process done very fast, very clean, very nice, and get ready for the real hard part. Not building it, not developing it, running it. Step 7 happens from the very, very first day you're starting. What I call grassroots, what Main Squeeze calls grassroots, what most companies call grassroots marketing. Going door to door, talking to all the neighbors, talking to all the people, sending out flyers, handing out flyers, finding any place that'll let you put out your flyers, right? A local grocery store. And look, sometimes you want to bend the rules a little bit. You want to go put them out there, and if they take them and throw them away, hey, you tried. But at least some of those flyers will end up in the hands of customers. You want to make sure you do it on dry days, not rainy days. Think about these things before you go do it. Make sure if you're going to have a product of pressure washing, you go and do a nice demo for a local business and say, we're opening soon. Please tell your friends, right? Because that's how winning is done, by making sure you get this stuff done, give some good deals, do whatever you got to do, print up some coupons, let everybody know what's going on, do some social media advertisement coming soon. And then also, if you could, if your landlord allows you, hang a coming soon banner in your window, letting everybody know that you're going to be opening for service soon. And once that build out is almost done, you're going to really start pushing in, honing in, and going after this grassroots marketing, letting people know not only we were coming soon, we're opening on Thursday. Make sure you guys are ready. We're opening on in the next following week. Please make sure you guys know. Please come to our grand opening. Please come to our grand opening. We have some great deals, some great giveaways, some things that we're going to do to make sure that you have a great time in our grand opening. And that is how winning is done. That is how marketing is done. And you keep doing it. And here's the biggest flaw that most businesses do. Here's the biggest taboo they do. They go and do all this stuff, and they put all their passion pants on, and they give so much passion to building it and figuring it out and doing the grassroots and doing all this other stuff. And then they kind of stop. A good thing for this would be to give them a flyer that allows them some type of coupon to your small ticket item or to your service. Refer a customer and get half off of your next service, or whatever, 25% off your next service. But allow them, whatever your concept's going to be, to have some affordable coupons for the business, but it allows that customer to be able to use you again and again and again. And this is how that solid business to customer relationship will happen, and they will become a patron to your business for many years to come. Step 8, and the final step of this video, but yet the ever-evolving, ever-growing step. You have to train your staff. You have to work with them. If you are pressure washing, or you are selling an item in your store, or you are providing that service, and you go do it for them and with them and show them this is why we do this, here's a couple tips, I know you can do it, I believe in you, why don't you try? They will respect you for it. A boss that is willing to get their hands dirty versus yell from the top shelf, hey, you're not doing it right, I'm mad about this. They will respect the heck out of that boss. But don't fall victim to giving them a fish. Teach them to fish. Because if you give them a fish, your back will hurt, you will be stressed, and you will burn yourself out. But if you teach your staff to fish, they will be able to feed themselves, the store, and their boss for a lifetime. People really enjoy that. I completely am a big person on this. I train my staff, I retrain my staff. I go to my stores with a pocket full of money, and I go, hey, Juice Fridge Knowledge right now, you and y'all down, okay? Winner gets 20 bucks. And if they both do a great job, they might not both get 20 bucks. One gets 10, one gets 20, because I want to have a winner. If somebody doesn't do so good, I'm gonna be like, look, everybody take a vote. I agree, you did a great job, everybody. Round of applause, good job, amazing. I was awesome. I've learned some things from you from this. I appreciate that. Hey, and look, don't be upset. You did great. I appreciate you coming up here. Everybody give me a round of applause for coming up here. Good job. Yep. But here's the thing. I'm going to come back next week, or next 2 weeks from now, and I want to make sure we do this again. I'm going to role play with you before I leave today, and then that way you'll get better. And I want you to really blow the roof off of this next time. Okay? Yeah. You good? All right. Good job. Thank you. Right? That's training and retraining. And if they still won't get it and they don't do what they're supposed to and they're mad and they're disgruntled, replace them. Train, retrain, replace. But do not do it for the first couple days. Do not do it for the first couple months. Do not do your grassroots for that first little bit of a grand opening and expect it to work forever. Business is war. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. You have to keep growing. And if you do it and you're sure of this, you want to get into this, you got some pretty nasty statistics to actually overcome. If you want to see those, I can make it into a video. And after that, hopefully, you'll become truly successful You'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You'll have your beautiful staff that'll help you out. You'll have your awesome general manager, or your manager, or you run it yourself. I wish you the best. I hope this video was helpful. I will see you guys on the next one. Please consider subscribing. I 100% believe in you. I know you can do anything you set your mind to, and I'll see you guys on the next one.